Cool. So let's start off with one of the cards that's probably a little bit straightforward. I'm gonna use eBay on this one, but you can pretty much use any kind of online platform that you use to purchase your singles. eBay just seems to be like the most balanced and generic one. So you might be able to find these cards a little bit cheaper. You might be able to find them in a different way. So you should be absolutely fine. Right, so we'll start off with Crowley, the First Prophecia. Now this is an ultra rare that came out in Dupo. As you can see, it's like £3. So if you like to scroll down a little bit as well, you might be able to find like cheaper options. See, there's a couple here from America. So if you're America, it might be a little bit cheaper. Got one here at £1.62 with 87p shipping. Got a playset for £3.40. That's pretty good. So what does Crowley the First Prophecia do? Well, it requires 2 spellcaster monsters to put it together, and then if it's link summoned, you get to reveal 3 spellbook cards with different names from the deck. Your opponent randomly picks one for you to add to the hand. You shuffle the rest back into the deck. One level 5 or higher spellcaster monster can be normal summoned without tribute this turn. Now, why is that beneficial for the Charmers? Purely because they play Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, which can be like your ideal normal summon. They play Spellbook of Secrets, Spellbook of Knowledge, and of course the fusion spell, the Spellbook of Grand Circle. So basically it's a link monster that if you play a couple of extenders, you're actually able to get into it. It's also a nice other way that if you just play an extender with the back of your Magician of Prophecy, it will actually allow you to gain access. So like if your Magician of Prophecy gets interacted with, you can go, okay, that's fine. I'll just use it. I'll use the. I can go into the Crowley instead and then get the search off. There we go. Just zoom it in so it's a little bit clearer for you. So you can see like the range of this card is actually really, really cheap. There's nothing too wild about it. And yeah, kind of go from there. Other ones you might want to look for. Now this is going to be a little bit of a shock for me, but it does not come with the original Light Charmer, which is this guy or this girl right here. So Lyna the Light Charmer. £2.25. We've got that one. £2.20. Now this is a common, keep it in mind, but this is a common from like years ago. And the reason you want to get hold of this card is because the brand new spell card will allow you to add 4 Charmers, and it has to specifically allow you to add 4 Charmers of different attributes. In the decks, you only have 4 Charmers of different attributes. Yes, of course, you can play the Channelers, which count as Charmers as well, so you have a bit more flexibility. But the issue with that one is you kind of want to try and utilize either Dharc the Dark Charmer, which will be the other one we'll talk about in a minute, but of course Lyna as well. The reason Lyna is actually quite important is because if you wanted to bridge into Lyna the Familiar Possessed, which is the other one that we're going to want to be looking for, Lyna the Familiar Possessed. If you want to be able to get into this one, which did actually have its alternate art came out in Mago, there you go, 2021, geez, that was ages ago. But the idea is, what you can do is if you've got the original Lyna, you tag that out with the brand new fusion monster, you search out the Familiar Possessed, the Familiar Possessed summons itself, and on doing so, it will then allow you to add a monster with 1500 defense or less. So this is where it bridges into the Magistus ending. Now, I'm terrible at spelling, as you can probably imagine. There we go. Zorora. It actually came as a common, so it's definitely not that expensive. I can tell you that for nothing. It's called something else, isn't it? What's it actually called? Zorora, the Magistus of Flame. Now, this came as an ultra rare original print, but it also came as a common in one of the OTS sets. There you go. So you can get a playset from OTS 27 for £10.80. So they're about £3 each on a common. Now, the reason you go for this one is it has 1500 defense. In doing so, you get to add this card to the hand. This one lets you target a Magistus monster you control and apply one Magistus monster from your one Magistus monster from your extra deck. And if this card becomes equipped with a Magistus monster card, you get to special on a level 4 spellcaster monster from the hand or graveyard in defense position. It accepts itself, but its effects are negated. So it's basically like a nice little extender. But that will also bridge with the Magistus Spoon that we're getting in Burst Protocol. It basically becomes a lot more relevant post Burst Protocol. That's where that's kind of going to kick in. Let's have a look at Dharc, the Dark Charmer. So again, quite like Lyna, it's only had one print. £1.85, that's not actually so bad, to be fair. If you can find someone that has Dharc the Dark Charmer, I wonder, does this person have Dharc the Dark Charmer and Lyna? So if they do have Dharc the Dark Charmer and Lyna, it could be pretty good. Let's have a look. Lyna. If they got Lyna and Dharc, go for it. No, they don't. No. That's a shame. This is where it's gonna get fun though. Is like trying to find someone that has both is always going to be very, very tricky. And also be very careful, because I think that there's a strong possibility that this could very easily be reprinted in like an OTS pack or something. Is that how you spell Dharc? DHARC. So I'm just giving you. Nope. Oh, that's a shame. Such a shame. Is Red Cat's card's going to be the winner? Hey! Red Cat's card is the winner. Wow, they're the only one that has both of them. I am so tempted. I'm just going to... This wasn't part of the plan, not going to lie. Add 9 more to qualify for discount. No, you're fine. I might just buy these now, to be honest. These are the ones that I'm missing. Cool. Anyway, I kind of got sidetracked there. Apologies. So this is what you kind of want to get hold of these guys, basically. You're going to want the little guys. So I'm just going to try and catch up on the chat. What's a good debt under £150? I have Mimigal, trying to try something else. Can you make a list so we can screenshot it? I mean, it's all going to come down to preference more than anything. So I'll tell you what, I'll everything I talk about, I'll put in my basket. That'll probably be the easiest way of doing it, right? You don't have to get this one as ultra rare. You just get the monster, okay? That'll probably be the best way of doing it. Does that sound about right? Yeah. Crowley, the Professor. A good debt that's under £150 right now, I would be getting any craft if I were you. I think it's just such a cheap and easy deck to put together. Anyway, the other cards that you can play are the Fiendsmith cards. Now, this is the engine that you can actually play right now. Now, the reason you can play this right now is that I'm just going to open up Requiem. You could play Sequence. Like the engine gets bigger, but you get the idea. Wow! Oh my god, Engraver is £1.28. That's ridiculous. Desiree is £1. Lacrima £1. Like, you probably get that for your friend as a bulk. You don't even really need to play Tract, to be honest. And you don't need to play Lacrima, but Lacrima can sometimes help. The idea is, what you're going to need is Djinn. Rank... This isn't going to work. I never know its name. Jin, Yugioh, XYZ. That one. Oh wow, do you get all of them? Wow, if you get all Jins for £5.45, that's actually pretty good. You want the one with the horn. Where's the one with the horn? What's his name? I'm not going to lie, this Black Cat might actually have everything you need. There it is. You don't need to pay £12 for this card. You can get it a lot cheaper than this. But the idea is that you make this with 2 level 3 monsters, which are your original Charmers. Great, the light's just gone out. It's not really holding its charge. I'm not too impressed with that. I bought a new light, as you can well and truly see, and it maybe I just haven't charged it properly. Put it on charge. There we go. Minor instruction. But yeah, basically you bring back 2 of your original Charmers from the fusion monster. Go into this guy. This guy then can be turned into Requiem. Requiem can then tribute off, summons out Engraver, and then you kind of just go from there. But yeah, we'll just try and add all of these to the... If you want to play Lacrima, you can. It just sends another one. It also means you can play the Triple D High Wave King Caesar if you wanted to. Like, You got a couple of different options. Like you play Lacrima. But that's if you want to play the Fiendsmith package. So there's that one. Now I'm going to take this back to bare basics. And when I mean take it back to bare basics, what you might also want to consider is you're going to want to consider... Give me 2 seconds. I've just got to find the exact name. So you're definitely going to want Secret Village. Secret Village of the Spellcasters. There you go. Get a playset of Ultra Rares for £3. Add to the basket. Now, like I said, in your own time, do some shopping around. You'll find these cards a bit cheaper as well. There's no doubt about that. Walls of the Imperial Tomb. Now, the Imperial Tomb. £2, like £2, like £1.50. There you go, £1 for an Ultra Rare. So the reason you get this card is because if you're going to play the Horus package, which is exactly what I'm doing currently, so to not break the bank, is so you play this card, and the reason you do this is it basically gets you more access to your Horus package. Because you're going to be playing Terraforming to get the field spell for your Charmers, you can also play the field spell to get this card as well, and it just gives you a little bit more consistency. Another card that you might want to be looking into, Churrozo, is Magistus Churrozo. Now, the reason you want to look into this one is that this one, the 99p, well, with a £1.60. But the reason you want to go into this card is for the pure fact that you can actually just tribute to summon into this one, and it gives you a bit more of a defensive fusion monster. So it then kind of comes down to, if you're playing the Horus package, then you'll want to get hold of a Hope Harbinger. You're going to want to get hold of a number 90 Galaxy Lord. So this is what I mean. It really kind of comes down to what version of the deck you want to play. There's loads of different versions that I quite like. I like the Fiendsmith version, but it is very simple of just make Fiendsmith version, off you go. The Magistus one, the only issue with the Magistus one is that it's all going to be post-Burst Protocol, and we don't know the rarity of Spoon yet. If Spoon is high rarity, then it's going to be a bit more of an annoyance. But it's still going to be a good version of the deck. Other than that, the other stuff you're going to be looking for is just generic staple cards. So like hand traps of choice or hand interactions of choice, Ash Blossom, Fualosses, you kind of get the idea behind that. And yeah, you can get Dharc the Dark Charmer, the Link Monster. You can get Lyna the Light Charmer, the Link Monster as well. The idea is you're kind of trying to put together a cohesive list or a cohesive build, depending on how much you're willing to invest in the deck. If you want to invest loads, by all means invest loads. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so just to kind of give you a bit of a breakdown of kind of what we've got in our basket. Just move that across there for you. Spoon is believed to confirm secret. Who's confirmed it as a secret? Anyway, now like I said, at the moment, look at my postage. My postage is £10. Okay, I haven't exactly picked the cheapest of all of these. To be completely honest, like this, no, that's cheap. This one isn't the cheapest, and my postage would be a heck of a lot less. You can get this a lot cheaper. But this is only if you're playing the Fiendsmith package. So the Fiendsmith package you're looking at, I reckon you can get one of these for £3. 8, so 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16. So if you want to play Fiendsmith, add £16. And that's just for the Fiendsmith package. If you're just going to play the Horus engine, then all you need to do is add £1 for the field spell, Wall of the Imperial Tomb, add £1 for a Hope Harbinger, and then add £1 for... Actually, how much is a number 90? How much is a number 90? Can't be that expensive. Yeah, £1.87, man. Add £2 as a Starlight Rare. That's wild. So you add £4 to your deck cost at the end of it, and you'll have like the whole Horus package is what you need. And then the Magistus package, this you can get for £3, right? So you can get 3 of these at £3. That's £9. And then you need Lyna the Light Charmer, and you'll need Lyna the the Familiar Possessed. You'll need both of those cards if you want to do it that way. Plus, you'll then also need to use or get hold of the Magistus cards after the fact. So there's a lot to kind of consider. And then it's all about building your side deck and not taking into account staples. Like if you've already got staples, like if you want to play Super Polymerization, you can actually pay Super Polymerization. So if we were to use the example that you bought the Fallen and the Virtuous Chronicle decks, and then you also buy the Charmer Chronicle decks, I would be looking at adding Super Polymerization in. You would need your generic targets in like Mud Dragon, Garura. You would then also add in... You could add in Triple Tactics Frost to the side deck. You'd add in the Black Goat Laughs. You can then add in Nibiru. You'd already have that. And then if you bought the Legendary 5D decks as well, wow, you are set. Because you'll have Drolls, Bells, Ogres, Ashes, Fuiloses, Perulias, Meows. Like, you'd be completely covered for all of your staple cards. It'd be crazy. So, yeah. It's good. I agree that these are the biggest disappointments. The fact that these weren't in the decks was quite disappointing. I don't like the idea. I never liked the idea of spending like over £1 for a common that's possibly going to get reprinted. I will be amazed that when we've got access to the new OTS pack and then also not so much Rarity Collection 5, but you could arguably... can I go through the basket and how many copies you might need? Well, you would only need one Dharc, only one Lyna. You would need... so generically, let's just go generic, right? So, personally, I wouldn't get the Magistus unless you want to play the Magistus. If you want to play the Magistus, that's fine. You get 3 of the Zorora. You then get 3... You'd probably want about 3 Spoon, which if it's a secret rare is going to be more expensive. So you're increasing your values. Personally, I wouldn't go for it, but that's up to you. I would only get 1 of the first Prophecia. I think that's all you need. If you're playing the Fiendsmith package, you only need 1 Melody, 1 Requiem, 1 Sequence, 1 Engraver, 1 Desiree, 1 Lacrima. You would just then go and get a DDD High Wave King Caesar. If you literally just want to play the... I'm going to clear this down a little bit. Let's go with this one. So, is it necessary to get the Light and Dark Charmer? It's not necessary. It makes it a little bit better because it means you don't have to play some of the other Charmer monsters you get in the deck. It does give you other attributes. The biggest benefit of playing Lyna the Light Charmer is if you get the Familiar Possessed Lyna, which I'm going to grab now, it bridges you into the Magistus engine. Because what you do... And I've already mentioned this, but I'll go over it again. I find it hard to believe that that's the only copy. Yeah, there you go. 99p. Like, bruh. No doubt. So what you do with this one is you search out the original Lyna. So you search out Lyna the Light Charmer off of the back of your spell card. Then you produce your Fusion Summon. The Fusion Summon then brings back Lyna. And then you tribute off your Lyna plus your fusion monster to get you into the Familiar Possessed Lyna. Lyna, then, when summoned this way, you get to add a spellcaster with 1,500 defense on the deck to the hand except itself. So this then lets you grab... the Zorora. So that's why you would play it. Generally, I would still say, if you can find these in bulk somewhere or you pay £1 a piece, I would get 1 of each. That's what it is. If you are playing... So this is what I'm doing. I'm trying to tidy this up because I've gone a little bit crazy on this already. If you're playing the Horus package, I would advise you to get Walls of the Imperial Tomb. I would then also get Terraforming. Bear me 2 seconds because the dog would like to enter the room. In regards to this, if you want to upgrade with the most minimum investment possible and you don't want to rely on future support being particular rarities that don't break the bank, I would advise you just to pick up 1 Walls of the Imperial Tomb, 3 Secret Village of the Spellcasters, or 2, if you can get that 2. I would then get a Magistus Chorozo. I would then also get Hope Harbinger, number 90 Galaxy Photon Lord, Crowley the First Prophecia, and then I still think it's worth, if you're paying £1 for them, getting one Lyna and one Dharc. That's what I would personally say. If you have no interest in taking it like too deadly serious, then you can do it a little bit differently. If you want to make it as best as it possibly can do, you will consider the Magistus package. You will consider the Fiendsmith package. You could, in theory, also play K9s. And the reason you can play K9s is, again, the fusion monster's that good. The fusion monster can either summon back 4 monsters, 2 monsters, you name it. But the idea would be is you can bring back 2 level 5s. You can overlay those 2 level 5s and go into K9 Ripper, for example. And then off the back of that, that can then start leading you into Izunas, Lupuses. You start opening up the doors to some rank 5 spaces. So where you would use your spaces for the rank 8s, you would then open up the door for your rank 5s. So loads of different options there on that one. That's pretty much what I'd be looking at. It's entirely up to you on how much you want to put into it. It all comes down to what you've already got from like previous purchases, like structured decks or chronicle decks, legendary 5Ds, you name it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for what I would want to talk about in regards to the Charmer deck. So I'm probably going to wrap this recording up now, and I'll keep streaming, because what I'll do for another 15 minutes is we'll take a look at Burst Protocol. Well, I'll just hang around, actually. I'll hang around, and if you've got any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. But those of you watching the pre-record, thank you so much for watching. I know it was a bit like chaotic. I've never really done a video like this. I just wanted to kind of highlight the cards you might want to be looking to pick up before the Charmer decks actually hit the stores on Thursday. That way you'll be a little bit ahead of the game, and you'll know exactly what you need and what you want to get to put the deck together. So thank you so much for watching live. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. Till next time, as absolutely always, stay safe, and of course, happy dueling.